So just moving on specifically to the classroom and school environment now, and really honing sort of some of the strategies and things that we can do there. For me, it's essential that it's a whole school approach, that we're really thinking about what teachers can do in the classroom, what you guys can do as teacher aides, the curriculum that the young person is learning, the skills that the young person is learning in terms of emotional regulation and problem solving, increasing parental engagement so that we're really helping them, but also just sort of the broader school environment, increasing the community connections and building teacher support and teacher networks. So that's really that wraparound sort of strategies needed. But if we're looking at, what can you do specifically sort of in the classroom, setting up the classroom is really important. Building up your relationships with all the children is, essential, and something that I don't need to tell you, but especially for kids with oppositional defiant disorder, it's essential. Before I try and do anything else, I want to know that I've got a good relationship with that young person. So I'd be using things such as praise, rewarding them for, good behavior and appropriate behavior, making sure that I'm giving simple and effective instructions and giving them choices. And really the important thing is to start each day fresh, which is really difficult when we're talking about young people that are pushing our buttons, but really important that they know tomorrow's a new day and we start from zero again. We want to reduce too much competition in the classroom. These young people are the ones that have lots of relationship challenges. They get picked last to do things and they struggle academically with things. So if they get put on the spot, they can explode. So it's trying to reduce too much competition. We want to increase predictability and consistency and really help them feel safe in the environment that they're in. Develop consistent rules, routines, rewards, and consequences. And when we're thinking about kids with oppositional defiant disorder, reward systems really do work better. We also want to boost the interest in the curriculum. So really knowing what each individual child's interests are and really putting in place some things that, they might find interesting in terms of the books that they're reading, the exercises that they're doing. We also want to set them up for success. So really outlining the expectations that you have for what you're wanting to see, what you're looking for in the work that they're doing, letting them know what they have to do to complete something. Then when you're asking them to do things, thinking about, are you asking them to do something that's actually too hard for them, or you're asking them when they're in the middle of something else, that's going to be a high risk time. Making sure that you're not giving too many steps to follow and making sure that it's sort of interesting for them. You also want to use lots of rewards and positive reinforcement for other kids in the classroom that are doing the appropriate things and acting appropriately. So rather than focusing on the inappropriate behavior that that young person is displaying, I'd be saying to the other young ones that are sitting down quietly, oh, I love the way that you're sitting quietly and you've got your hand up, so that what you're doing is being really clear to that young person, this is actually the behavior that I want to see, and if you're doing that, that's when you're going to get my attention. So catching others being good and catching them being good, praise them after they do something that you've asked them to do, praise them for following the rules, praising them for just giving things a go. So really focusing on what you want to see them do rather than telling them, what they're doing is wrong or giving consequences. Really emphasize effort rather than the outcome. Just giving things a go, starting something. It doesn't really matter if you finish it or not. It's about giving it a go. And then making sure that there's lots of regular breaks so that we're looking for any warning signs of fatigue or becoming overwhelmed and being able to sort of have a break. Preventative strategies, really thinking about how we give instructions. How I give instructions and effective instructions, I will tell them what I want them to do, instead of asking them, could you please do something? So, pick your shoes up or pick your bag up and put it over there, rather than, could you please pick your shoes up? Could you pick your bag up? A young person with ODD quite happily would say, no. Or, yeah, I could, but I'm not going to. So just telling them what it is that you want them to do. Using label praise for students that are doing the right thing is what I was talking about before. And label praise for me is specifically stating what it was that you liked that other person doing. So how was it that they acted appropriately? I love the way that you packed up your books when you were asked to. I love the way that you put your bag in your locker where it's supposed to go. That specific in praise and that specific labeling of what it was that you liked and what you saw, so that they know next time that's the bit that you're wanting to see. Using proximity control, getting close enough so that young person knows it's them that you're talking to, but also sometimes just standing next to a young person will get them started on a task that they need to without you even saying anything. It's just feeling the presence that you're standing sort of closer to them. Seating closer to the teacher to avoid them disrupting other people, but also so they don't get distracted by things that are going on around them. Providing them opportunities to demonstrate the skills that they're already doing really well with. So find out what they're good at and allow them to, show you and demonstrate those things in front of the class, to their peers, to you. Give them a way to be a leader or have some control. And, a lot of the kids that I work with, they actually really love being helpful. So asking them to help you do something or show you how to do something is something that, is a way of giving them an opportunity to be helpful and some ways that they can be a leader.